What's going on, everybody? This is John Jake Gaming on the mic here, coming at you with a brand new episode of the Madden Team Builder franchise here on Madden 25. Well, we bought 32 Team Builder franchises for Spring League football, and we brought them into one franchise. So welcome back as we control the Dayton Triangles. And things were just so peachy to start this season out. 5-1. I mean, really can't complain about how we started this season. But we've lost 6 of our last 7 games. It's been a tale of 2 different halves of the season. And now we're in a tough spot to where, essentially, we need to win out, or our season is going to end a little bit early. So, that being said, man, we got the Columbus Destroyers in this episode. And Columbus putting together a good season. 9-4. They're competing for the AFC North title, whereas we're sitting in last place in the AFC North as of right now, as we're taking on a team that has a good offense, but their defense is in the bottom quarter just like ours. So their defense is definitely vulnerable if we can find ways to take advantage at any given time. So that being said, guys, really excited to get into this one. Hope you guys are excited for this video, man. If you are, make sure you go ahead, smack that like button, hit that subscribe button as well if you have to be brand new. But before we get into the action on the field, let's go ahead and check out some of the upgrades that we have in order to upgrade our roster. So multiple upgrades that we have available to us, and they're mostly on the defensive side of the ball. Most notably, Peter Townsend is going to get some upgrades, which we're definitely excited about. And I want to work on his man-to-man abilities, because I feel like even though he does have an extremely high man-to-man, seems like he's been getting worked a little bit more than I would like. So we get a +2 for his man coverage abilities, and it allows Peter Townsend to get up to an 89 overall, which is great to see from an exceptionally young player. Also getting an upgrade is our starting free safety, Denario Allen. And Denario Allen is sitting at an 82 overall with everything that's going on as of right now. I do want to work on his ability to support us a little bit more in the run support, because I want to make sure that we're well balanced as a team. And so Denario Allen is going to get a +2 to tackling, amongst other things. Also getting looked at is Ricky Roberts, who is our starting linebacker, and he has that star development trait. Now, he's not a scheme fit for us yet, but I definitely want to change that here, giving him that field general, and actually still isn't necessarily a scheme fit necessarily, but he does get a +2 to zone coverage, which we definitely like, and get him a little bit closer to him being that zone coverage scheme fit. Isaiah Connor is another person that we're looking at, and Isaiah Connor will jump up to a 73 overall with a +2 specifically to run block finesse, and he might actually stay in the starting lineup because he is an actual scheme fit for us. Meanwhile, Von Red, another guy that we are looking at in terms of getting an upgrade. And Von Red, he's starting to become a more usable player. He is just a rookie on our team. Now, he does jump to be a natural 69 overall, but does get the +1 to a temporary boost. So, you know, really starting to really develop reasonably well as one of those players that is in fact a someone that we could maybe build off of as a future starter, but could be a little bit of a developmental project. And then finally, the last person that we have is Damian Small. Now, Damian Small, we're going to work on his man-to-man, make him a little bit more of a scheme fit for us. And he gets a +2 to man coverage, which is pretty cool to see. The third-year player out of Wyoming is still someone that is hard going to see the field outside of special teams, even with this upgrade. But hey, man, with that being said, we got all the upgrades done. We did the preview. Let's go ahead and jump into this primetime game. And let's see if we can pull the upset on the Columbus Destroyers in a game that we absolutely, positively need to come away with. Let's see if our boys can get it done on the road. Let's get it. Alright, boys, so we did end up winning the coin toss, and we're actually going to defer to the second half, but this also means that Columbus is going to start with the ball, and that's a great start to the game, man. Able to force the incompletion. That was Jared Strong, our third corner, who was able to make a play there, able to get him to a 2nd and 10, and eventually 3rd down. We actually do get him into a 3rd down opportunity. We just got to come out here and get these guys off the field, but they run it up the gut, and it's good for a 1st down. Denard is going to run right down our throat there, and it's going to be a 1st down for the Columbus Destroyers. And so just a little bit of a heartbreak there early in the game, as the drive will continue. And it will continue with another completion. This time out to Thomas out on the perimeter. Although our guys did play it well, though, we're able to force, only a 5-yard gain on the play, which is good for us. It honestly is good for us, as we're forcing an incompletion this time. This one being with Dylan Wright. So another 3rd down opportunity, a 2nd chance to get this Columbus team off the field, but Denard is going to get the halfback screen, and it's going to eventually be brought down by Denario Allen. And this team is going to pick up that 1st down, but at a cost, though. Their starting running back, Denard, does end up getting hurt. And so because Denard ended up getting hurt there, he's going to be out likely for the rest of this drive. And he's going to put more on this quarterback, Gregory Sanders, who's going to throw over the middle. And oh, I thought he was going to have an interception with Ricky Roberts. Thought we were going to be able to pick him off, but not quite there. So instead, it's going to be 2nd and 10, where they'll roll out to the right with Gregory Sanders. And hopefully that drop interception by Ricky Roberts, hopefully that doesn't hurt us here in the red zone. Hopefully it doesn't lead to a touchdown. It's 3rd and 2, looking down the left-hand side, and we force the incompletion. Paul Bass had some amazing coverage to where the receiver, while yes, he did make the catch, he also made the catch out of bounds. So now it's 4th and 2. We're going to send the blitz and try to get some pressure on this quarterback, but it turns out to be a run. Dylan Wright attacked inside, and this backup tailback went in a different direction. Dylan Wright could not get there in time, as Matt Hutton is able to find the end zone. So we're going to find ourselves down here 7-0, as we'll try to get our offense going. And we have one of the best running backs in the game, Paul Lashley. Paul Lashley is able to move the sticks for a really good gain there, as he's going to help provide some pressure off of Andrew Collar, who we're still trying to get back going here in the 2nd half of the season. He had a strong start, but really had a turnover late in 2nd half, so hopefully getting the ground game going is going to really help with trying to get our offense going with a little bit more consistency than what we have seen in the last few weeks, and so far it's been working extremely well. Paul Lash is going to get another carry, running behind the rookie right guard, Barry Alfman, and that's going to be a 1st down for your Dayton Triangles, as we are going to be threatening ourselves deep in Columbus territory. We got to make something shake, though. 1st and 10, trying to throw it right inside. It's intercepted. Trying to throw to Drew Chrisman, man, and that's going to be picked off. Luke Flowers is going to step in front of our tight end. Wanted to go to him. I thought we had some clearance, but the linebacker read it like a book, though. And so what was a promising drive for the Dayton Triangles does end in heartbreak there, as well as it ends in the interception. But with that being said, we are able to get our kid back, though, as Nick Cotton on the next play is going to get a huge sack on the quarterback. Should provide our defense with some much needed breathing room. But I definitely don't want to see Columbus score a touchdown yet again. Is that a one-handed grab? Oh my goodness, that is a one-handed grab. He just Odell Thomas that thing, man. Like, that is some impressive stuff, man. Good Lord. So that's going to put Columbus in threatening territory, as they'll complete yet another pass to Matt Judon. But Judon ends up getting a little bit shaken up as well. He will remain in the game, but might have hurt his leg a little bit. So he might not be running at 100% efficiency. But this offense is certainly running at that 100% efficiency, though, as that's going to be another reception for the Columbus receiver, as he'll send that same man out into motion. But that is going to be an errant throw there by Gregory Sanders. Don't see that too terribly often. So now it's going to be 2nd and 10 coming up, as they'll throw over the middle looking, and he will find a different receiver to go to. Gregory Sanders doing a great job moving the offense, as it's going to make it 3rd and 4 here. Hoping that we can get this team off the field a second time around, but it looks like we might be doing it. Let's go, man. That's Paul Bass able to lock it down here in the end zone. And hey, how about this for promising signs of life for our defense? We're actually able to force a field goal there. Definitely a victory for us, man. As that is still not changing the fact that we're going to be down, but at least I would rather be down 10-0 than 14-0, right? And I would have a big run for Paul Lashley, who's going to be able to make a man miss, by the way, in the open field. And just like that, that is going to get your Dayton Triangles out to midfield already. And with how Paul Lashley's been running, I'm feeling like a play action shot. I got to cook it up. We're going to throw it to the right-hand side, and I wanted Chris Saxon, but it's going to be deflected away at the last second. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 instead. We'll go back to the running game like we originally planned, and we get a decent chunk of yards there. A nice 5-yard gain makes the 3rd down a lot more manageable. We just got to make sure we find our receiver here as Collar drops back, tries to throw over to Leon Thomas was the intended target. And so a big decision coming here in the start of the 2nd quarter. But at the 1st quarter, you know, things didn't go how I wanted to go. While we saw signs of life, we got to be able to finish these drives, so you already know that. So a decision was made that we're going to put our balls to the walls here early on. So we're going to go for it here on 4th and 5. Collar looking over to the middle, finds Jason Bingham, but he doesn't run the route to the sticks, so, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. Columbus is going to take over, but luckily for us, though, we do force Columbus to go 3 and out. Still, you know, playing a little bit with fire there. I'm glad that we're able to get out of it. Paul Lashley, on the other hand, has continued to run extremely well, though. He was very close to cribbing that. I mean, extraordinarily close. That could have been an 80 to 90 yard touchdown. Didn't work out that way, but we'll find a big play down the sideline anyway. So, as Chris Saxon continues his dominance here in the UFL. But we need another big play again here. 3rd and 7. We throw short to Jason Bingham, who again does not run to the sticks. It is driving up the wall that Jason Bingham's not realizing where the 1st down marker is. And so, thankfully, it is only 4th and 1. We are going to go for it here on 4th and 1 and just, you know, when in doubt, just trust that running game a little bit more. And Paul Lashley is able to do just enough to move the sticks. But Chris Saxon, while he was blocking, he has a rib injury. And by the way, he has his hands in his face. This is not good. It might not be a promising injury for Chris Saxon. And so if we lose him for the whole game, and there it is, bruised sternum, not going to see him for the rest of the game. So that's going to open up a spot for Champ Johnson to get into the game a little bit more. And we try to get him into the game right away, but nearly intercepted. Certainly glad that pass was dropped, because I'll tell you what, guys, if that pass was actually caught, we're looking at a 17-0 deficit right now. So let's see if we can be a little bit more careful with the ball here. 3rd and 10, Collar looking, doesn't like when he sees downfield, and ultimately just has to take the sack. And so the drive will end up stalling out after initially going for it on 4th down. But with that being said, though, we're just not going to be able to make anything happen there. So still have to punt the ball away. But first points of the game, though, is going to be coming from our defense of all people. Dylan Wright is going to be able to get a safety in the end zone. First of all, we had a great punt, and then Dylan Wright finishes the job. So hey, that's how we get our first points of the game, a 10-2 lead. And so we'll have a chance to take this punt back. And DeAndre Bossier, our 5th round pick from this past season's UFL draft, DeAndre Bonzier does some special stuff for us here, man. And now we got great field position once again. As we take a look at the passing leaders thus far this year, Andrew Kohler leading the UFL at this moment with over 4,000 passing yards. We'll see if he can build upon that here, though, as we throw over the middle. We find Jason Bingham for the first down, except there is a penalty on the field, and they're going to call it against our offense. That is Barry Alfman, the rookie right guard, caught holding there. And so we'll have to try and run it back here, and literally run it back as Paul Lashley nearly messes around and picks up the first down anyways. Except we'll have our next play without our starting center. That's James Smith, who seems to be holding his back in some discomfort. So now it's going to be 3rd and inches as we'll move the tight end, Grayson Heidick, in motion. And Collins has an opening for himself there. And listen, I only need a couple of inches. We might as well just go for it here, man. Like, we ran forward with our quarterback, and he's able to slide down and get some space. Meanwhile, we do find out what's going on with James Smith, and James Smith does have some back spasms. He should be able to return later in the ball game, but for now, even though we are missing one of our actually multiple offensive pieces, we're still running pretty well here, as you just got a glimpse of Nate Thompson with Paul Lashley getting hurt on one of the previous plays. So 3rd and 3, though, we're going to connect downfield for Leon Thomas, who's going to find a huge space in their defense. And that's almost a touchdown. I was ready to go scream at the top of my lungs for that touchdown. Doesn't happen, but Nate Thompson will make something shake there, though, as the backup running back is going to find space in the end zone. Great blocking. But because we're also down by 2, we're going to go for the 2-point conversion. Collar will drop back. He's got a big gaping hole, and Andrew Collar is going to take it. The 2-point conversion is going to be good. And just like that, boys, we're going to have ourselves a tied ball game on our hands. But here comes the 2-minute drill, though. Can we keep Columbus out of the end zone here in the final 2 minutes? Something I would personally love to see, but this is not the start that we're looking for, and it's just going to get from bad to worse down the sideline, and he is gone like a girl in a country song. Touchdown Columbus, and John Slinton is not going to take very long to help the Destroyers respond. And so because of that, we are right back to where we started. We're down by 7. And so we do have at least a drive to try and change things here. Let's see if we can get our 2-minute drill going as Champ Johnson gets the drive started with a nice catch on the mesh concept. And so able to move the sticks because of that. But a couple plays later, we try to take a deep shot. Find Grayson Heidick. Oh, he had his hands on it. He wanted to come down with it. And so it's now going to be 3rd and 6. Collar looking around, throws over the middle. It's going to be caught. Leon Thomas is going to find a huge first down inside the 30-yard line. As now we got ourselves into field goal range, but I want a touchdown. But this ends up being a very dangerous throw. We're just happy that went into the ground. Not the best decision there by Andrew Collar. And so we will bring Felipe Nicholas out of Finley out to attempt the field goal, but we miss it. We shanked the field goal. You cannot be serious right now. A 44-yard field goal, and we shank it to the right. And so we put too much pressure on our kicker. I know my Bengals fans know that feeling, unfortunately. And so with that being said, we have to keep Columbus away from points, man. Huge drive here. Don't want to turn this into a 2-possession game. But Sanders is absolutely feeling himself right now. Looking to go deep downfield, and it's caught. First down for Columbus as Cadet is going to get the Columbus Destroyers into field goal range. That'll be the last notable play before we see this 36-yard field goal up, and it's right down center lane. and that is going to give Columbus a 10-point lead into the half. Defense was playing slightly better as the game went on, but man, did we hurt ourselves in the foot for sure. And since we are on Thursday Night Football, no other games to really jump into. So with that being said, we're just going to go ahead and jump right into the second half as we almost get a sack. But of course, the pass ends up being completed anyways. Thrown slightly behind, but able to one-hand catch it. Feel like for most receivers, that is an incompletion. So very surprised it ends up being caught. But, you know, sometimes, you know, Madden wants you to lose games. You know, it does happen to the best of us. Gregory Sanders, however, we are actually going to get to him once again. And quietly, we're putting together a pretty good game up front. You know, 4 sacks so far from this defense. Just got to continue to put the pressure on. As we got a 3rd and 9 coming up. A chance to get Columbus off the field. They run the tunnel screen, but nowhere to go for Johnny Smith as Denario Allen is able to light it up like a Christmas tree. And so Columbus is going to have to punt the football back over in our direction. Unfortunately, though, we cannot take advantage, though, as we do end up going 3 and out on the next possession. And so Columbus is threatening yet again. That's Cadet able to take the Columbus Destroyers once again into field goal range. And if we give up another touchdown, I know there's still a quarter and a half left to be played. It feels like this game could definitely get out of hand if they score here. And because of that big time reception, Columbus is right there on the doorsteps yet again. And so it's going to be 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Dropping back, trying to get it out to his receiver. Upshaw got lucky, man. Daryl Upshaw is very fortunate. But that did, in fact, end up being a incompletion. But the defense is holding strong here down on the goal line as Columbus, you know, we get Columbus to 4th down, and they are actually going to go for it here on 4th down. Really need this to go down in our direction, and we do! The defense is able to hold it down, and it's going to be a turnover on downs, and this will keep Dayton alive in the game, man. Let's go! That's what we need from this defense, buddy. Let's go, man. And so with that being said, we got 1st and 10, our ball, but inside the 1-yard line. So a couple of 1st downs would be pretty cool. And Jason Bingham's going to give us one of the 1st downs that we're looking for. Able to at least get us out of the shadow of our own goal line, man. That's really what we needed to hear. And then Paul Lashley is going to get another big time run. Probably should have cut it at a little bit more to the right, but Paul Lashley will still get the 1st down. And not to mention he does have over 100 yards on the day. So we'll see if we can continue to ride Paul Lashley as Lashley is able to get loose once again. He's been a problem for the Columbus front 7. Our offensive line doing some amazing work right now in terms of creating space for our running backs to run through. And that's not just Paul Lashley. That's also, you know, Nathan Thomas, who was able to get into the game briefly as well. As we'll try to go ahead and throw slants once again on the 2nd down. And Jason Bingham, contested catch, but is still able to hang on to it. And now our offense is starting to cook again. Collar throws the right inside, finds Champ Johnson on the perimeter. Just hoping to get that block for Jason Bingham, but still able to get a decent amount of yards there. As now we'll have 2nd and 4 coming up. Looking over to the middle and finds Drew Christmas. Christmas able to actually make the catch and not be intercepted this time around. And this will likely lead to one of the last plays of the 3rd quarter, where we'll hand it off to Paul Lashley one more time, and he'll get us into a reasonable spot going into the final quarter. We are in field goal range, and we're certainly playing better, but we got to come away with points on this drive. I would much rather have it be that touchdown that we're looking for. Let's see if it happens. So, with that being said, boys, we come out here on a 3rd and 2. Looking to come out here and make some big plays in the 4th quarter. As Collar looks to the right-hand side. We're going to have Leon Thomas wide butt naked open, but that was not the case. We actually were held to just a short gain there. And a big decision moment for us here. And we're going to play for the points. Now, this is probably not going to be a popular decision, but I want to play for the points here. Want to make sure that we came away with some kind of points on this drive. And we're only going to be down by 7 there. But imperative that they continue the strong defensive performance. They have not allowed a single point here in the second half. We'll see if the shutout in this second half of football continues. But Drew Curtis is definitely cooking, though. He's now at over 300 yards passing on the day. He's having a big-time performance and continuing to find open receivers all throughout the field. As Cadet is going to march the Destroyers down to about midfield and officially cross the midfield line with that completion from Curtis. However, one of the Columbus offensive linemen is shaken up. So have one of the backups into the game here as they will go ahead and throw over the middle. And they're able to get across the 40-yard line because of that. As now, 2nd and 7 coming up, looking over the middle. And that is a nice athletic play by the backup safety, Rayner, who's going to force the incompletion there. And now it's 3rd and 7. Chance to get to his quarterback. And we just barely couldn't get there, man. Just a half second longer. We were lining that quarterback up like a Christmas tree. But, I mean, Curtis is up there in that top 5 as well in terms of most passing yards in the entire league. So, make no sense, the man can absolutely cook. And he's been cooking us all day long. As now, 1st and 10. Dropping to the right-hand side. And it's intercepted. Chris Gentry, the 6th-round rookie out of Southern Utah, is going to go coast to coast, and he's going to be gone like a girl in a country song. Touchdown Triangles! Chris Gentry, the backup free safety, the 6th-round rookie, just making his presence felt, man. Let's go, baby! As now we are only going to be down by a field goal. And now we asked his defense to do the exact same thing. And that's going to stop on defense once again. Let's see if they can come through and get it done. As again, short pass over to the left-hand side. Quickly brought down by Peter Townsend. But Townsend cannot bring him down before the 1st down marker. So here we go. 1st and 10 from the 45. Curtis throwing a dot over the middle. And that dot is almost a 1st down. Not quite to the 1st down marker, but essentially there, though. They will get it on the very next play when Cadet moves the Columbus Destroyers across the 40-yard line. And now Columbus is seriously threatening right now. 2nd and 8 coming up a couple of plays later. Is able to get to the outside. Able to get away from Dylan Wright. But Peter Townsend comes in. Makes the touchdown saving tackle. But one thing that is extremely clear is that Columbus is, in fact, in field goal range right now and getting a lot closer as they now drive inside the 5-yard line. 2-minute warning coming up. And what they run in the 2-minute warning, they actually go to the ground game and they'll find the end zone. Touchdown Columbus, and the Destroyers are going to take the lead with less than 2 minutes left to play in the ball game. A tough spot to see, but Matt Hutton gets his 2nd rushing touchdown today. And your boys are going to be down 27-20, but we do at least have an opportunity to tie it up and possibly bring ourselves into overtime. So let's see if our boys can get it done here in overtime. As now, 2nd and 5 coming up. Qualler looks over to the right-hand side and wanted to get it out to Jason Bingham, but he was firmly double covered. And so a massive 3rd down coming in our direction. 3rd and 5. Gower setting up the play action. He's going to get away from one defender. Rolls to his right. Going to send one downfield. Just a one-on-one ball, and it's caught. but it's out of bounds though. No shot. Jason Bingham, I thought he had his 2 feet down, and so that is going to trigger a video booth review. So we'll check out what exactly happened here, and look at that. That's 2 feet down. Jason Bingham, boom, 1, 2. Second foot is down. The foot is down before the heel. They will overturn the call, and now Dayton is threatening. 1st and 10 from inside the 20-yard line, and we will use a timeout, and actually are forced to use a timeout here. Jason Bingham, who just made that big catch, he gets hurt. So now we're down 2 of our 3 starting receivers. Only Leon Thomas, the only starting receiver left for Dayton at this point, at least in this drive. Hopefully the Jason Bingham injury is not too terribly serious, but Peter Whiteside, because of that holding, is just going to make it a lot better. And yeah, he also has a bruised sternum, so he's out for the rest of the game as well. So no Chris Saxon, no Jason Bingham either. So when in doubt, you just got to go ahead, and we just got to run that rock, baby, plain and simple. So here we go, 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. Caller gonna drop back to pass. Is no one gonna motion out to Paul Lashley? Oh, this is gonna be easy. Bang! Touchdown, Dayton! Nobody goes with the best running back in the UFL. It's an easy touchdown. We gonna tie this thing up, man. 27 all. But Columbus still has time on the clock. Can Columbus take heartbreak and give it to us one more time? Curtis looking to the left-hand side. It's intercepted. Paul Batts intercepted the pass inside the 40-yard line. Oh my goodness, is Dayton actually going to find a way to win it? We better find a way to win it on this drive, because our star defensive lineman, he's hurt now. And so eventually we tried to go ahead and kick the field goal, but we get ice right as the ball is snapped. Here we go. 27 all. If he makes it, we're winning the game and getting back to 500. If not, we're going to overtime. Kick is up, and it's no good. The kick is short. Felipe Nichols did not put enough leg into it, man. And so we're going to have some free football that's going to be played right now. 27 all. And so we're going to need overtime to decide this game once and for all. Now, we did end up winning the coin toss, so we will start with the ball, and the overtime rules are simple. We score a touchdown here, the game is over. If we don't score and Columbus does with their first possession, they win. So we got to come out here and be sharp, but then we do this. We throw an interception, and it's going to be brought back to the end zone. Touchdown, Columbus. Briscoe is going to get the Columbus Destroyers to 10-4. While it's very likely our season is on life support, as we are now going to be 6-8. A game that we absolutely had to have, and we end up losing it. What a heartbreaker, man. Plain and simple. So a gut-wrenching way for us to lose, and a gut-wrenching way for it to go down. I mean, we had chances both times in both the fourth quarter and in overtime to win this game. We couldn't take advantage of either, and it's just a painful way to lose given how much fight our team had, especially in that fourth quarter. I really thought that we were going to make this comeback happen, but unfortunately, it was just not meant to be. And unfortunately, a big reason why it wasn't meant to be today was that we just struggled to pass the ball today. 20 for 34, so completion percentage under 60%. Andrew Collar did throw multiple interceptions in this game, although he did have the one passing touchdown to Paul Lashley. It's hard to see our guy struggle like this after such an amazing rookie season. It looks like that sophomore slump, even though he is leading the lead in passing, looks like it is going to continue. On the ground, though, we made it an emphasis to get Paul Lashley the ball here today, and it was working extremely well. 25 carries, 144 yards. While we didn't find the end zone on the ground, Nathan Thompson did step in, and he did end up sniping a touchdown At the same time, though, Paul Lashley got the ball a lot more, and it felt like it gave our defense a little bit more of a chance to rest and maybe allow our defense to play a little bit better in certain spots. Receiving wise, actually Jason Bingham did lead the team in receiving yards today. He had 5 catches for 89 yards. Leon Thompson was able to lead the team in catches, so with 7 catches and 74 yards. Multiple guys did get the ball, including our undrafted rookie Champ Johnson, who made his first notable appearances of the season. He made a few catches in this game, but Paul Lashley was the one that actually scored the touchdown for us. He is the only person to catch a touchdown from Andrew Collar today. But defensively, I mean, once again, you know, we played better, but not ideally how I want to play. Dylan Wright did lead the team in tackles today with 11, but Ricky Roberts had 9 in this particular matchup. We did do a fantastic job getting to his quarterback, though. 4 sacks in this game. Dylan Wright, Niles Cotton, Tyler Pointer, and Matt Weaver. I mean, these were all guys that did manage to get sacks in the game, and we did even force multiple turnovers. Chris Gentry in particular, who was a late round rookie. I believe we picked him up in the 6th round of the UFL draft this past offseason. He gets in some game action. While he made a couple of tackles, the most important thing that he did was get that pick 6 down for 92 yards, where he was able to really change the complexion of the game, really give us a chance. Paul Bass was also able to get an interception as well. That should have set up that game-winning field goal, which should have been made. Let's keep it real with you. We should have made that field goal. Dylan Wright did also, his sack did cause a safety as well. So while it wasn't a perfect day by our defense, by all means, I mean, the defense made plays, and they actually did more than enough to win this game. But even though we lost in the most gut-wrenching way possible, we do at least come away with a couple of upgrades. We do have upgrades for both Barry Elfman and Niles Cotton that we're going to go ahead and do now. Barry Elfman is our 1st round pick, and Barry Elfman has developed nicely. He's turning into a quality offensive lineman for us, and that's going to continue as he's going to be a natural 77 overall with at least +2s to both pass blocking and run block power as well. Really can be a foundational offensive lineman both now and in the future as well. But another player that we are going to get an upgrade for is Niles Cotton, who we did bring in through free agency. Now, Niles Cotton hasn't played that well over the course of the year, right? But Niles Cotton has steadily grown with us. He's going to be a 77 overall with the temporary upgrade. He does get a +3 to awareness as well, and he does at least get up to a 77 overall, where he shows that he is going to be a little bit closer to not only being an average starter, but a little bit closer to being a quality starter for us here in our secondary. But next episode, our gaming will continue as we will go on the road here once again, and we will take on the Las Vegas Vipers in the next episode. One of the best teams in the league, sitting at 11-3, looking for a way to find a spark, looking for a way to find some upsets here. So here's to hoping that we could find a way to get it done in the next episode, man. Appreciate y'all watching through the entire game. It was a great game to watch, even though it's not how we wanted it to go down. But with that being said, this is John Shea Gaming on the mic, signing off, but hope you guys are all out there having a good one. Take care, everybody, and if you haven't done so, it would help me out tremendously. Hit that like button, hit subscribe. But with that being said, let's go ahead and see if we can turn things around in the next episode, where we'll take on one of the best teams in the UFL.